All right, YouTube. So I've had the Galaxy Tab S7 Plus for the last few days. I picked it up during a deal that both Best Buy and Amazon were doing. I think the Amazon deal was a little better because it gave you like a $50 instant credit off, as you know, on top of the $150 they were already giving off. Best Buy, I believe, was giving like a gift card. So I know that deal will probably come back around again right around Black Friday time, which is only like a couple weeks from now. So if you did miss out on that deal, keep your eyes peeled, and I'm sure it's coming back. So I do have some thoughts on this tablet. First of all, I want to say, if you love the Galaxy Note line like I do, then you're going to love this tablet. It is basically the Note blown up to its full glory. So it means really like you get the full S Pen functionality. You get the awesome software that Samsung now has, which is the One UI. And that's about it. So really a blown up Note experience is what you're going to get, because Android still does not have like a tablet OS, right? Like how the iPad switched from just being a big iPhone to they actually had an iPad OS. So I'm really looking forward to Android possibly doing something like that, because a lot of the apps just don't take advantage of having this kind of a large platform. It's just blown up apps, blown up Android apps. As well as a lot of the software, a lot of the apps that are offered for the iPad are not offered on these Android tablets. And one app that I can think of in particular is LumaFusion. So that is the one app that will never allow me to just ditch the iPad, because the software is just so good, amongst other things. That's not, just the only one, but that is the main one. But if you don't use things like video editing, like LumaFusion and things like that, then you should be happy with this tablet. For me personally, I'm still kind of against this form factor, like especially because I love to use my tablets in portrait mode. And the Samsung tablets are really built to use in landscape. And fatigue will set in from you using it in landscape mode with one hand after a while, because you really want to use it with one hand and kind of manipulate it with the S Pen. But if you can kind of get past that, if you're not already used to using an iPad, then you should be perfectly fine with this aspect ratio. But that is my main gripe about this tablet. Outside of that, this is an excellent tablet. The Super AMOLED panel is the way to go. I know the S7 is an LCD screen, which is why I did not pick that one up. I think the Tab S6 is probably still the best option. Even with this being available, the Tab S6 really shines now, in my opinion, because it is a little more portable, with it being the 10.5 inch screen. The aspect ratios are pretty similar, so I'm still losing out on the portrait ability. The main difference is going to be the 120 hertz screen, which is absolutely phenomenal. But if you're not used to seeing it, then you're really not missing out. So if you are contemplating purchasing either the Tab S6, which has some really good deals right now, the S7, and this S7 Plus, if you're all about portability, you don't really care about the 120 hertz screen, then I would say the Tab S6 is the best option. And I want to say the Tab S6 actually has better speaker quality than this one. This one is full and rich. It sounds really good. But to me, the Tab S6 just blows you away because of its small size. To me, it's going to be easier with gaming. This guy here, this is the big boy. So I've got pretty large hands here, but if there's something in the middle of the screen that I need to get to, for example, the calendar right there, this is definitely a stretch to get there. But if you're going to be using this in a case, and it's going to be, you know, kind of propped up on a table the majority of the time, then you won't have any issues. Just make sure you get a good case. Don't cheap out like I did. I got this little $10 case from Amazon, and it's decent. It gives me like the little kickstand feel. That's all I really wanted. I didn't really want a keyboard for this particular tablet. So when I put it in and plop it down, then, you know, that's perfect for me. The only problem with this case is that there's really like no magnetic attachment to the front where it kind of stays stays intact. It slides a little bit, and I hate when the cases do that. But if that doesn't bother you, then this is a great option for $10 through Amazon. Which kind of brings me to this S Pen. My other gripe here with this tablet, I hate the way they implemented the way this attaches to the back, because you can only put it in this way, and the tip has to point towards the camera, and that's kind of annoying. So if you're in the dark fumbling around and you're doing stuff with your S Pen, and then you need to just put it back on the tablet, you're fumbling around trying to find the right placement, and that is so annoying. And I know they have a lot of different cases that they offer, but this particular case doesn't offer any sort of, I guess, like holster situation where it'll just hold this thing in place. Because depending on what you're doing and it's important in taking this thing around the house, like this gets knocked off constantly. So I really hate the way that's implemented. The Apple Pencil is not much better. I mean, it goes on the top, but to me, the best placement would be having some sort of S Pen or Apple Pencil that goes directly into the device. And then you could just detach it, just like you do the normal Note phones. I want them to figure out a way to do that for the next generation. Please, Samsung. So yeah, the speakers are great. This thing is hit or miss. You got to hold it for a little while. So that's a little annoying for the unlock with the fingerprint. But I'm sure you can get used to it. Screen quality is amazing. The pen input is really good. Like you can really notice the latency or lack thereof. Really good palm rejection. I am not an artist, but I do take a lot of notes and things for work, but that's what I've been using my iPad for. So again, this had potential to replace my iPad completely, but the aspect ratio and the fact that it doesn't have all of the necessary apps that I need, like the LumaFusion. But yeah, games work great. I'm able to test out my favorite games. You guys already know about those games if you follow or been watching any of my videos. So the games work out pretty great on here. It's just, like I said, it is a big stretch trying to use this thing in landscape mode. But once you kind of get used to it, you're okay. So yeah, that's really all my thoughts on this tablet. I did not test out the cameras and whatnot. I'm sure they're fine. I know the placement of the camera is fantastic, having it right here so you can use it for zoom and whatever else you want. But outside of that, outside of those petty gripes, I really enjoy this tablet. I'm sure you will too, especially if you get it at one of those deals. $200 off of this thing is great. This is the 256 gig, 8 gigs of RAM. And I want to say with those discounts, I want to say it came out to like $750 or something to that effect. It is not the 5G model. I know that one's even more expensive, but this thing has been great. Oh, and by the way, this app, this NFL live streaming app, which is only available on Android, I highly recommend it. I used it. I have been using it faithfully for the past few weekends because of, with the NFL games that they don't show every game in my area that I want to see. So if you have this app, you can just kind of choose whatever game you want to watch. And I was able to stream this like all day yesterday. So the battery life was really good. So I streamed it through like 2 full NFL games and still had battery life left over. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about this tablet. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, or let me know, did you guys pick this thing up? Did you take advantage of the deal? Are you gonna skip over this generation? Do you already own the Tab 6 and you love it and you're not budging? Just let me know what your thoughts are. It's your boy Yella. To the next video. Peace.